Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 21st of July 2025 and it is a bit surprising that the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies aren't moving as much because what happened over the weekend, guys, President Donald Trump did actually go ahead and sign the Genius Act into law, isn't it? And that, to be honest, at a macro level is a positive sign. But what is really interesting to note, guys, is the matrix regarding Ethereum has definitely been pumping up, and if you look at the market cap of Ethereum now, right now it is at a staggering $457 billion. Just little over a month ago, the market cap of Ethereum was below the $300 billion mark, but it looks like the whole narrative regarding Ethereum Treasury is picking up pace. And who's to say, guys, if this trend continues and even the hype regarding tokenization, the market cap of Ethereum might be close to $1 trillion mark as well, isn't it? Really interesting times ahead. Now what I'll do, guys, in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what the Genius Act is, because President Donald Trump over the weekend did actually sign the Genius Act into law, isn't it? So what I'm thinking in today's episode, I'll go ahead and give a brief of what the Genius Act is. Now look, at the outset, this particular law might definitely look great, and rightly so as well to a certain extent, but at the same time, guys, a lot of hardcore Bitcoin maximalists, as well as some of the Republicans, they are not happy about it, because they are saying that the Genius Act will have regulatory overreach, and there is a compromise we have to make regarding innovation and compliance, isn't it? So what I'll do, guys, in today's episode, I'll go ahead and explain what the Genius Act is, and then I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion regarding some of the negative things regarding this law. Because look, guys, the whole idea of Satoshi Nakamoto creating Bitcoin was separation of money in the state, isn't it? And I often keep saying that the best thing a government can do regarding Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is do absolutely nothing at all and let the growth be completely organic. But at least for now, in a couple of decades, politics and politicians, they will have a very strong say in the trajectory and direction of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And regarding President Donald Trump, guys, he's on the verge of making America the leader in digital assets. And so far as the Genius Act is concerned, it does set the stage for a new era of US leadership in digital finance. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now the second news, guys, is a bit of a technical one. And this, to be honest, guys, is more connected to Bitcoin miners. Now there was a bug for almost 5 years, but it looks like that thing has been solved, guys. And Bitcoin developers, they finally gone ahead and decided to fix a 5-year-old bug. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. But look, guys, this begs this question. When you talk about Bitcoin or distributed nature, making updates or changes does take quite a lot of time, isn't it? Now imagine this bug or some kind of error in a centralized system. The solution could be ready in just a matter of few hours, maybe even just few days or matter of weeks, isn't it? But when you talk about a decentralized or distributed form of working such as Bitcoin, guys, it does take close to 5 years to go ahead and fix it. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss some of the challenges regarding distributed form of working. Now the next news, guys, is all the way from United Kingdom. And according to me, guys, Nigel Farage will definitely become the next UK Prime Minister. And if you're into UK politics, guys, you should know that historically he's a massive fan of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. As a matter of fact, guys, his opposition party did try to close his bank accounts, and because of that, he did try to understand what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is, and what has happened is, he has started accepting Bitcoin donations, and in response to this, guys, the opposition party, that is Labour Party, they want to go ahead and put a ban on politicians accepting donations via cryptocurrencies. This, to be honest, is massive red flag, isn't it? And historically, guys, I've always said this, left-leaning ideologies, they are definitely not fan of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. In US, you have Democrats who are left-leaning, and so far as United Kingdom is concerned, guys, Labour Party is the left-leaning side, isn't it? And roughly around 4 years ago, guys, one of the members from Parliament from the Labour Party did actually state that she would physically hurt someone if they find out that that particular individual is using Bitcoin. So this is the narrative the left-leaning ideologies have towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? But nonetheless, guys, in today's episode, we'll very briefly run through this particular news. Now the next news, guys, is an unfortunate one. And this is to do with the leading cryptocurrency exchange called as CoinDCX in India. And unfortunately, guys, they did actually suffer a hack of $44 million last Friday. But the CEO, that is Sumit Gupta, guys, did actually state that the funds are completely safe. And he did actually call this particular hack as a sophisticated server breach. So what I'll do, guys, in today's episode, I'll go ahead and run through this news. Now, so far as the funds are concerned, guys, at least for now, looks like the customers are not affected by it. So that is definitely a great thing in my honest opinion. And this goes back to the whole notion, isn't it? Not your keys, not your cryptocurrencies. And that is one of the reasons, guys, we should not be keeping our cryptocurrency on exchanges. Now, I'm not sure if this is more of a habit or this is the principle that we need to go ahead and adopt and start believing in. Because look, guys, Bitcoin was created so that there's no central entity involved. Now, if you do go ahead and buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies from centralized exchanges, the best habit would be to immediately remove it from the centralized exchange and put it into your own personal hardware or cold wallet. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on what this news is all about. Now, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover, guys, in today's episode. And like we do in every Blockchain DXB podcast, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now, both the news, guys, are from the world of artificial intelligence. And the first news is the merger between Saudi Arabia and France. And looks like they want to bolster the technology, guys. And they're working on research partnership. And clearly, they want to go ahead and boost innovation in artificial intelligence, isn't it? So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what this news is all about. And Saudi Arabia, guys, since the last week, they've been making quite a lot of partnership, isn't it? Last week, they made a partnership with the Kingdom of Bahrain as well. So interesting developments taking place in artificial intelligence, particularly from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Now, the next news, guys, is also from Saudi Arabia. And next AI by Elon Musk, guys. They are currently in talks to lease data center capacity in Saudi Arabia. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore what this news is all about. Because look, guys, so far Saudi Arabia is concerned, they do have a project called as Humane, which is backed by Saudi Arabia's Sovereign Wealth Fund. And according to me, guys, money is definitely not a problem for them. So things are definitely looking great in that region. Now we've got quite a lot of interesting things to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Hey everyone, this episode is powered by a new sponsor, that is Amana, and they are the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. So look, guys, whether you're looking into invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or mega giants like ADNOC or Salik, Amana puts the financial markets on your fingertips. It includes gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, commodities, and guess what, guys? They have over 375 cryptocurrencies, and this makes them the biggest crypto selection in the region. Now for the Blockchain DXB listeners, guys, if you want to go and build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day, explore Amana's pre-built auto investment plans, and all you have to do is set your monthly budget, choose your preferred asset category, and let Amana automate the investing for you. Zero fees, zero lockups, 100% customizable. And here's the thing, guys, funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even crypto wallets. No friction and no hassles. And the best part is, guys, let's say if you need support, you would absolutely love Amana for this, because they offer 24/6 human customer service, as well as a personalized sales support, real people, real help, and the customer support is in English as well as in Arabic. And for the Blockchain DXB listener and community, guys, I do have something really exclusive for you. What you can do is register with Amana using the code Blockchain DXB, or you can also use the link that is in the show notes below. And here's the best part, guys. Once you register, fund your account with a minimum of $100 and at least go ahead and make one trade, and then you'll receive a $100 trading bonus credit to your account the following month. But look, guys, it's real important to note, the bonus is non-withdrawable. It is there to help you trade and learn. So look, guys, if you're looking for a transparent, powerful and easy to use app, that's Amana for you. So what are you waiting for, guys? Download the app now, or you can also visit the website that is amana.app, and don't forget to use the code Blockchain DXB. And Amana, guys, is all markets one app. Next, guys, I'm happy to announce that Blockchain DXB is the official media partner with one of the OGs in the cryptocurrency and blockchain event space, and that is Blockchain Futuristic Conference taking place in Florida this year, as well as ETH Women taking place simultaneously. And trust me, guys, this is an event that you don't want to miss, isn't it? Because for the very first time, North America's most immersive Web3 event is heading to the United States of America, and the Blockchain Futurist Conference and ETH Women event is actually taking place between the 5th and 6th of November. And the location is absolutely stunning, guys. It is taking place at Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, which is in Hollywood, Florida. That's right, guys. Palm trees, panels, and the biggest mind in blockchain and cryptocurrencies all in one place. So there will be multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, hand-on tech demos, metaverse experiences, even outdoor VIP cabanas, and quite a lot more. And the Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, guys, is one of the most iconic venues in the country. So look, guys, if you're in the Web3 space, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or even artificial intelligence space, or just want to do some serious networking, this is the place that you got to be. And to all of you Blockchain DXB listeners guys, we have something really interesting for you, because you can get a 25% off the tickets. So just use the code DXB25, and the link to the event as well as the code is in the show notes below. And as an official media partner, I'll be doing exclusive live coverage, interviews, behind the scenes access, and I will be spotlighting some of the most exciting projects shaping the future of decentralized finance tech. So if you're at the venue guys, definitely come and say hi. Maybe we can catch up for a coffee as well. So listen guys, the code is DXB25, and by using this code you will be eligible for a 25% discount. And the event is taking place between the 5th and 6th of November 2025 at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock, that is in Hollywood, Florida. And in the show notes below guys, there's all contact details for Blockchain Futuristic Conference Florida 2025 as well as Eat Women. And look guys, this is the future of blockchain technology brought into life, so don't just read about it, be there and head to the website that is futuristconference.com and go ahead and use the code DXB25. So see you at the event. Next, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing guys, you also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing, if you do want to support this channel, go to the website that is www.amt.tv and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all, they also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers two hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, ever since BlackRock got into the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, guys, the ETF inflows is the driving force in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, along with looking at all the different metrics, try to look at the ETF inflows as well. And via DeFiLlama.com, you can get a clear snapshot. And since the last 24 hours, the ETF inflows is $766 million. Now look, ETF inflows indirectly impacts the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in my honest opinion. But what is really interesting to note, guys, is the prices of Bitcoin since the last 72 hours is pretty much the same. But the prices of Ethereum and XRP has definitely been pumping up. And if you look at the global cryptocurrency market today, it is at $3.99 trillion. Now via CoinGecko, guys, it is showing $3.99 trillion. But via CoinMarketCap, it is showing at $3.85 trillion. Now this number, guys, for a Monday is absolutely great. Because over the weekend, usually there's not much transaction taking place, isn't it? And if you look at the 24-hour trading volume since the last 24 hours, today it is at a staggering $193 billion. Now look, guys, before BlackRock getting into the game, on an average given day, the 24-hour trading volume used to hover somewhere between the $40 to $60 billion mark. And on weekends, particularly on Saturdays and Sundays, this number used to go down to $30 billion. Certain days even $20 billion. Now you also need to remember I'm looking at this number in the early hours of Dubai, and technically it is still Sunday in most of the Western countries, isn't it? So keeping that thing in mind, guys, $193 billion is absolutely fantastic, and since the last 24 hours it is actually up by 11.01%. But unfortunately, guys, the volume of decentralized exchange hasn't picked up pace. It is only at $13.45 billion, and one new matrix which I'm looking at regarding decentralized exchange, that is the total fees, and the total fees collected by doing transactions on decentralized exchange is $81.78 million. But look, guys, the total value locked is definitely off the chart, and today the total value locked is $141.59 billion. And if you look at the decentralized exchange dominance, guys, today that percentage is 40.49%. But one matrix, guys, which is relatively consistent is the real world assets total value locked, and today it is only at $12.62 billion. Now, since the last 3 months, guys, irrespective of what is going on in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, the total value locked connected to real world assets is only at $12.62 billion. I'd really like to see this number around the $20 billion mark. Let's see, guys, if the narrative regarding tokenization picks up pace. I'm pretty much sure a lot of investments will be flowing in, isn't it? Now let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges. And PancakeSwap is leading the pack with $4.71 billion. Uniswap, guys, this volume has definitely picked up pace, but it is still at number second with $2.56 billion. The third one is Radium, and the 24-hour volume is $1.07 billion. Orca, guys, is at number 4th with $643.27 million, and Meteor is at number 5th with $444.7 million. Now what is really interesting to note, guys, is the volume of Uniswap since the last 24 hours have picked up pace, whereas the volume of all of the decentralized exchanges have actually gone down. Now let's quickly run to the volume of stablecoins, and it is no surprise that Tether USDT is leading the pack, and the 24-hour volume is $113.70 billion, whereas Circle USDC's volume is almost $15 billion, $14.97 billion to be precise, and at number 3rd is FDUSD, guys, but its 24-hour trading volume is below the $10 billion mark at $6.41 billion. Now let's quickly run to the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And it is no surprise, guys, that Ethereum's dominance has actually picked up pace, whereas Bitcoin's dominance has been going down. And Ethereum's dominance today is at a staggering 11.60%, whereas Bitcoin's dominance, which used to hover somewhere between the 63 to 65% mark, today it has actually gone down to 60.10%. So it looks like there is a lot of buying going on, particularly in Ethereum, isn't it? And as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, guys, the market cap of Ethereum has definitely gone off the chart, and today it is at $454 billion, whereas Bitcoin's market cap is only at $2.34 trillion. Now it is needless to say, guys, the 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum has increased, isn't it? and today it is almost 80 or 90% of that of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume. Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $43.26 billion, whereas Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $53.47 billion on an average given day, guys. Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is almost 50%, certain cases almost one-third of that of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume, isn't it? So it is kind of interesting to see the 24-hour trading volume between Bitcoin and Ethereum neck to neck. And look, guys, the answer to this is pretty simple. The narrative regarding Ethereum Treasury firm is slowly picking up pace, and it does become cheaper for institutional investors as well as retail investors to go out and buy Ethereum and put it into balance sheets, isn't it? And along with that, guys, they can go out and put that Ethereum as becoming validators. So it is kind of like a double whammy, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see how the narrative regarding Ethereum Treasury picks up pace. Now, every day in the Blockchain DXB podcast, guys, I tend to look at one new matrix, isn't it? And today what I want to do is, I want to look at the 24-hour DApp volume. And what I'm looking at, guys, is something really unique. I'm looking at the measure of the total incoming token transfers. And this is from unique active wallets across all the decentralized apps and smart contracts, which is tracked by DApp Radar. And this is done on each specific chain, guys. And I'm hoping that these numbers are essentially for a 24-hour period. So essentially, guys, what I'm looking at is how many times people send tokens into decentralized apps and smart contracts into the relevant blockchain. And more importantly, guys, this particular matrix, it only takes information from different active wallets, not the same transactions over and over again. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, you can look at this information via dappradar.com. The only question I have is, they are mentioned over a specific period of time, and I really am not sure if this matrix is based on 24-hour volume. Is it based on 7 days, or is it based on 30 days? According to me, guys, this particular matrix should be for 24 hours, because the numbers are not that great if you look at it from a 7-day point of view. So essentially, guys, what I'm looking at is how many incoming token deposits were made by unique users into decentralized app smart contracts, and I'm doing that on a specific blockchain, and I'm looking at only the top 5, guys. And if you look at Ethereum, since the last 24 hours, the total incoming token transfers from unique active wallets across all the decentralized apps and smart contract is at a staggering $107.92 billion, whereas Binance BNB Smart Chain is almost half of that. It is at $49.21 billion. Unichain, guys, is at number 3rd with $11.33 billion. Sui is at number 4th with $10.1 billion, and Arbitrum, guys, is at number 5th, and the 24-hour volume is $9.13 billion. Now, just a reminder, guys, I'm looking at the measure of the total incoming token transfers from unique active wallets across all decentralized apps and smart contracts, and this particular matrix is tracked by dappradar.com. And if you go to dappradar.com, guys, you can sort this matrix based on transaction count, transaction amount, and quite a lot of other things. Now, guys, let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, and the price of Bitcoin right now is $118,148. But since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.54%, and since the last 7 days, it is actually down by 0.59%, because a little over a week ago, guys, Bitcoin did reach a new all-time high, isn't it? Unfortunately, the prices have fallen down now, but if you look at Ethereum, guys, it is definitely picked up pace since the last 7 days. It is currently at $3,765, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 5.96%, and since the last 7 days, it is actually up by 26.25%. Ripple XRP is currently at a staggering $3.50, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 3.20%, and since the last 7 days, it is actually up by 23.44%. Now look, guys, the only reason why the price of Ripple in particular is picking up pace is because the Genius Act is signed, isn't it? And so far as the Genius Act is concerned, guys, it does want to go ahead and make America the leader in digital assets. So let me do one thing, guys. Let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Because last week there was Crypto Week going on, isn't it? And along with Genius Act, guys, there was also Clarity Act, as well as Anti-CBDC Act. Now, I do not have much information regarding the other two, guys, but regarding Genius Act, President Donald Trump did actually sign that act into law, and it is a landmark step to cement America's leadership in digital assets, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the official White House website. The link to that is in the show notes below. And if you're an American, guys, it gives you reason as to why Genius Act turning into law is a great thing. And President Donald Trump and his administration with the Genius Act, guys, does want to go ahead and make America the leader in digital assets. And the law creates federal rules for stablecoins, and that will help in driving innovation and massive investment, isn't it? Now, along with that, guys, the Genius Act also protects consumers in the digital assets. And if you actually read through some of the documentation, guys, one of the ways it protects consumers in the digital market is it requires 100% reserve backing, as well as monthly reserve disclosures and strict marketing standards. At the same time prioritizes holders in insolvency. Now this, to be honest guys, does make a lot of sense, particularly when you're dealing with stable coins, because since the last year or so guys, I've always said this, when you talk about stable coins, the stablecoin issuers are literally replacing the role of a bank in my honest opinion. And regarding this law guys, it also ensures US dollar global reserve currency status, and because of this law guys, it will boost the demand for US treasuries and secures the dollar's global dominance as well as in it. Now we talk so much about the dollar value going down, but news such as this is history in the making guys. Now could it be possible that a lot of international transactions are actually done on stable coins? There is a very high possibility for that thing to happen, and once that thing happens guys, it will drastically reduce inflation, and President Donald Trump can implement tariffs in a much better way as well. So according to me guys, it does look like a genius move, and the law guys ensures combating illicit activities in digital assets because it enforces AML, sanctions compliance, and technical control to freeze or burn assets when required. Now this, to be honest guys, does make a lot of sense, particularly when you talk about stable coins, because look, I've always said this guys, stablecoin issuers are literally replacing the role of bank, and they can always go and freeze or stop any of your transactions. As a matter of fact, Tether has openly said that if they do find any notorious activities, they will go and freeze the account first, and then they'll go and do the investigation. Now regarding this particular point guys, a lot of so-called Bitcoin maximalists are not happy about it. Along with that, a lot of Republican candidates, even some hardcore MAGA followers guys, they feel that this offers a backdoor to the US government. Now to be honest, this does make a lot of sense to a certain extent, but look, we are talking about stable coins, so me personally I'm kind of content with it, because stablecoin is kind of competing with the US dollar, isn't it? And if you look at the history of transaction volume for almost 5 years guys, the cryptocurrency volume does actually depend on stablecoins. And can you make an argument that stablecoins are turning out to be a safe haven against war? Maybe even a safe haven against volatility in the cryptocurrency space? And unfortunately, the answer to that is yes, isn't it? So keeping all this thing in mind, guys, it does make a lot of sense to have a lot of rules and regulations for stablecoin issuers. Now, can we have all of these regulations for Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or open blockchain? The answer to that is a big fat no. Because look, Bitcoin is peer-to-peer electronic cash system, isn't it? But so far, stablecoin issuers are concerned, guys, there is a centralized entity involved. Now, the final thing I can say regarding the law is, President Donald Trump is delivering on his promise to make America the crypto capital of the world, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, try to look at information from first source, because this particular law is definitely following President Donald Trump's broader strategy for digital assets, and it also includes a strategic Bitcoin reserve to position the US as an undisputed crypto hub. Now that thing being said, guys, there are things I do not like from this bill as well, so let me do one thing. Let me go ahead and highlight some of the negatives and things that I do not like about this bill, because the Genius Act, guys, does have a lot of regulatory overreaches in it, so it's important to understand, guys, while clear rules can help innovation, some may worry that the Act gives too much federal power to stable coins, thereby stifling smaller issuers and startups with heavy compliance cost. And the second thing I'd like to touch base is regarding innovation versus compliance burden. Now look, the Genius Act does not make any room for algorithmically backed stable coins, and that, according to me, is an absolutely massive no. And even Dubai Swara said a big fat no regarding algorithmically backed stable coin. So look, this particular Genius Act, guys, does have strict reserve requirements, monthly reporting, and marketing restrictions as well. And this could make it harder for smaller and early startup projects to compete possibly with big players, isn't it? And there is absolutely no room for algorithmically backed stable coin. Along with that, guys, there's pretty much no room for privacy, because it does require stablecoin issuers to have the ability to freeze, seize, or even burning the assets. And that, according to me, guys, does raise fear of government overreach or surveillance, isn't it? Especially for privacy-focused users. But at the same time, guys, does it offer backdoor access to government employees? That is a massive red flag, isn't it? And the other area I can think of is regarding decentralized projects, because look, guys, this particular act is connected to stablecoins, isn't it? And stablecoin issuers are a centralized entity, so this particular act is designed for centralized issuers. And some might see that as a threat to decentralized finance innovation, and as I mentioned earlier, guys, there is absolutely no room for algorithmically backed stablecoins. So according to me, that part is a red flag to Genius Act as well. And what about global competition, guys? Now look, the Genius Act definitely strengthens US leadership, but it comes with heavy regulation. And could it be possible that it might actually push some innovators to set up in more permissive jurisdictions? maybe Dubai, or maybe other regions, and that over a period of time, guys, could actually weaken America's competitive edge in the long run, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how the industry moves forward with this. But look, guys, over the weekend, President Donald Trump actually signed this into law, and if you look at the numbers today, the numbers of stablecoin volume is definitely off the chart, isn't it? But sadly, the price of Bitcoin is not improved. So let's see, guys, over the next 3 months, maybe 6 years, a couple of years, what kind of an impact does Genius Act have on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? And I'm talking about not just the price, I'm also talking about the adoption as well. Now, guys, let's go ahead and discuss some interesting news in the world of Bitcoin. Now, this particular news, guys, is not mainstream news as such, because it is more connected to Bitcoin miners. And essentially, guys, there was a 5-year-old bug, but this particular bug was not a major problem as such. But what has finally happened is, the Bitcoin Core developers, they have finally fixed a persistent 5-year-old disk-filled bug that did actually allow attackers to overload the full node hard drives, and they did that with excessive logging data. And what happened because of that, guys? The systems used to crash, as well as the storage were damaged. Now, the patch was merged recently after multiple attempts spanning years. But here's the interesting thing, guys. It is not a quick fix solution, because everyone needs to go ahead and adopt it. And more importantly, they need to go ahead and adopt it voluntarily, isn't it? And that, according to me, is one of the drawbacks of the so-called distributed or decentralized way of working. And currently, if you look at it, only 16% of the nodes run the latest Bitcoin Core 21.0. And based on my understanding, guys, manual updates are needed for full protection. Now look, guys, imagine if this thing were to happen in a centralized world. Let's say Facebook Messenger or Instagram had some glitch. The developers working for them can go ahead and fix it instantly, isn't it? And the entire thing can be solved in just a matter of few hours, maybe even days. Maximum, let's say a week or so. But in case of Bitcoin, guys, because the entire network is distributed or decentralized, it does take a lot of time. And more importantly, guys, someone has to go ahead and take an initiative to fix it. So look, guys, these are the things we need to be aware about when we talk about the hype regarding cryptocurrency and blockchain adoption. Now, in case of Ethereum, Solana, or other centralized projects, guys, they always back with a foundation or association. And they are the ones who go ahead and fix these errors, isn't it? But look, guys, foundations, associations, or even consortiums, they do raise a question regarding decentralized nature of working. And look, guys, regarding the bug fix in Bitcoin, manual updates rely on voluntary adoption, because the only way we can preserve decentralization or distributed way of working, isn't it? So imagine, guys, fixing this bug literally took 5 years. I'm pretty much sure in a centralized system, this could be done nearly instantly, isn't it? But at what cost? That is a philosophical question we need to be aware about. Now let's go and talk about some interesting news all the way from United Kingdom. And look, as far as politics and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption is concerned, I've always said this. Right-wing ideologies are definitely in favor of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption. Left-wing ideologies, guys, they are massive detractors of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption, isn't it? And so far as UK politics is concerned, Nigel Farage is definitely heading to become the next Prime Minister. Now, regarding politics, guys, I always tell my friends as well as relatives, Nigel Farage is the king of all kings. And he did actually retire from politics, isn't it? But few years ago, he did actually make a comeback. And he's currently changing the narrative regarding UK politics. And now he's part of a UK party called as Reform UK. And Nigel Farage's Reform UK party, guys, they have started accepting Bitcoin donations. And the party is partnered with Radom, which is a UK-based crypto payment provider company. And they will be the one who will be facilitating these donations. Now look, so far as campaigners are concerned, guys, they want a stronger transparency. And when you talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency adoption, all of the transactions are completely open source. And all the transactions can be publicly verified, isn't it? And according to me, guys, this is definitely not setting in well with the Labour Party. And in response to this news, guys, the UK minister, that is Pat McFadden, is on the verge of banning cryptocurrency donation. And he did actually say that banning crypto donation should be considered. And he called for updated laws and more resources for election watchdogs. So look, guys, I'm pretty much sure there might be some more news and information coming out regarding this. But it's important to know that while new rules on foreign donations and digital assets are expected, a full cryptocurrency ban is extremely unlikely. And Ian Taylor, guys, is the board advisor for digital asset advisory group that is Crypto UK, did actually tell Decrypt, which is a leading media publication, that McFadden's comments were absolutely a political move to stunt Reform's UK's growing popularity. And according to me, guys, Nigel Farage is definitely going to be the next UK Prime Minister. And Nigel Farage is a massive advocate of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens regarding political ban on cryptocurrency. Now guys, let me go and touch base on some unfortunate news all the way from India. An Indian cryptocurrency exchange, that is CoinDCX, they were hacked on Friday, losing $44 million from an internal liquidity provision account. But here's the thing guys, the loss will be absorbed by the company's own treasury, and the CEO of CoinDCX, that is Sumit Gupta guys, did actually call it a sophisticated server breach, but more importantly assured that no customer funds were impacted. This, to be honest, does give a sigh of relief, isn't it? And via Twitter X guys, on-chain analyst, that is Zach BTC, also called as Crypto Detective, noted the attacker's address was funded via Tornado Cash, and some funds were bridged from Solana to Ethereum. Now I'm pretty much sure guys, over the next coming days and weeks, we will be getting more information regarding this, but the good thing is that the customers' funds were not impacted by this, isn't it? And that, to be honest, does give a sigh of relief. Now regarding CoinDCX guys, I believe currently they've acquired BitOasis from the Middle East as well, but definitely unfortunate news for them. And hacks attacks definitely does not put a good image for the cryptocurrency space, isn't it? So these were some macro level news guys on the Bitcoin blockchain cryptocurrency world. Now let's go ahead and look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news guys is regarding Saudi Arabia and France, and they are working on a partnership because they want to go ahead and boost innovation via artificial intelligence. And Saudi Arabia guys is accelerating adoption of AI and advanced tech, and they aim to empower research and innovation ecosystem, and they are focusing on building strong digital infrastructure, and this digital infrastructure guys will support vital economic sectors, and their goal is to drive advanced high-tech industries in the kingdom. And it is needless to say that this initiative aligns with Saudi Vision 2030 goals, isn't it? And Saudi officials guys are engaging with global tech leaders, and Minister Abdullah Swala visited Paris for key meetings, and this partnership is sought with leading research institutions, and the meeting included artificial intelligence, space, as well as biotech specialists. And data governance was also highlighted as a priority area, and they've announced a collaboration with INRI on research and innovation, and they are currently also in talks with Mistral AI on cutting-edge AI solutions, and they also have some strong engagement with CNIL on data governance frameworks. And right now guys, there's also current discussions with Thales Group on tech and aerospace, and look, there's going to be a broader push to strengthen international cooperation, and the goal guys is to accelerate adoption across Saudi sectors, and Saudi's vision now is to empower economy through innovation and artificial intelligence, isn't it? Now I'm pretty much sure guys, over the next coming weeks and months we'll be getting more information regarding partnership news coming out from France and Saudi Arabia, so definitely stay tuned to that news. Now the next news guys is also from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and next year guys by Elon Musk is in talks to lease data center capacity in Saudi Arabia. So let me go ahead and share more information regarding this, because Elon Musk, a startup that is XAI guys, they want to lease data center capacity in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and there's a really interesting article that is published by Bloomberg News, and the news states that XAI is considering two potential partners for the deal, and one option is Humane, which as I mentioned is backed by Saudi Arabia's Sovereign Wealth Fund, which is a Saudi-backed AI company offering several gigawatts of capacity, isn't it? And to be honest guys, much of Humane's pledged infrastructure has not yet broken ground. Therefore, the Humane proposal is considered a long-term option, but the second option is an unnamed company. But here's the interesting thing, there are talks that this unnamed company has a 200 megawatt facility, and this 200 megawatt site guys is already under development and seen as a short-term solution, and XAI aims to expand this data center footprint to train more advanced AI models, and the expansion comes as XAI seeks to compete with OpenAI ChatGPT, as well as Anthropic's Claude, and XAI guys currently operates Colossus, which is a supercomputer cluster in Memphis, Tennessee. Now Colossus guys is described as the largest supercomputer cluster in the world, and so far as global AI spending is concerned guys, it is projected to hit a staggering $320 billion just this year. And we know other tech companies like Meta and CoreWeave, they've already announced billions in new AI data center investment, isn't it? And Saudi Arabia's public infrastructure fund guys, that is Saudi Arabia's Sovereign Wealth Fund, is expected to play a key role in XAI's future funding, and a potential funding deal could actually value XAI at $170 to $200 billion, and this valuation is according to Financial Times. Now here's the interesting thing guys, Elon Musk has clearly said that XAI is not currently seeking funding, despite market speculating it. But look guys, according to me, Elon Musk is an absolute genius, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see what news comes out from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So these were some macro level newscasts on the Bitcoin blockchain, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence world from blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Roy who asks, will hacks like CoinDCX make you more cautious about using exchanges? This, to be honest, Roy, is such an important question, and not only me, it should be for absolutely anyone. And there is this always notion, not your keys, not your cryptocurrencies. And Roy, I've mentioned this few times in the Blockchain DXB podcast. The very second line of Bitcoin white paper does actually state the main benefits of using Bitcoin is lost if there is a centralized entity required to prevent double spending. And news such as this, technically, Roy, is definitely not double spending, but it does show you the unfortunate impact the centralized exchanges has, isn't it? But to answer your question, will hacks like CoinDCX make me more cautious? The answer should be a 100% yes, not just for me, but for you and for everyone as well. And look, so far as the CoinDCX Hack is concerned, where over $44 million were drained from an internal liquidity account, it does put a very strong reminder that even well-known platforms can have vulnerabilities, isn't it? And CoinDCX, Roy, they did actually acquire BitOasis as well. But that thing being said, Roy, hacks and attacks is definitely not a new thing, isn't it? And last year, Salvazirex exchange was hacked for millions of dollars, isn't it? Where attackers exploited infrastructure flaws and hundreds and millions of dollars were siphoned out from the account. So, Roy, I do think that incidents such as this does show the unfortunate power centralized exchanges have, isn't it? So the big question I'd like you to think as well as for the listeners is, what does this mean for users like you and me? And the answer to this is pretty simple. Always treat exchanges as a temporary place to trade, not a long-term wallet. And as I mentioned earlier as well, once you've, let's say, bought your Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, try to withdraw your funds into a self-custody wallet. And this could be a hardware wallet or a trusted software wallet. And what I'd really recommend you and our listeners to do is, I have launched another project called as Bitcoin DXB. And the Bitcoin DXB website, you will get information on how to go ahead and protect your Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And apart from that, Roy, we also need to individually take responsibility. We need to go ahead and research exchange security protocols. And if they have anything like proof of reserves or even multi-signature cold storage. And apart from that, Roy, the only thing I can say is, we need to be updated with latest incidents, because hacks often highlight operational weakness or governance issues that take time to fix, isn't it? So the bottom line, Roy, is this. Hacks like CoinDCX and Salvazirex exchange don't mean you must completely avoid exchanges completely. They're definitely essential and they do offer liquidity as well, isn't it? But they are a clear sign to be extra careful. And you need to prioritize self-custody whenever you can. And that is why we need to get into the habit of not your keys, not your crypto. But definitely important question. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the process. We look at geopolitical news, and we also look at latest technological developments, and then we look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. We also look at the latest technological developments for the Middle East region. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.